Hi, everyone. Hi, audience. Hi, fans. Hi, lovers. Hi, friends. This is Drea, and you're in the pink room with myself and Kanii, coming to us from DC, DMV, DC, but the city DC. He can rep that for real, for real. No one's going to call you out about that, right?
Nah.
He's from DC. Kanii, how you feeling today?
I feel good. I feel great. I'm excited to talk.
Yes. I'm so excited that you're excited to talk because I feel like I've seen you, I don't want to say seen you around. I hate saying it like that because if I'm on that platform all the time, so I've seen your name pop up many times with many different people. And then even yourself being on the charts and then bubbling up to where you're at now. But I've never spoken to you.
Yeah.
And I haven't known you. I've known Joey and a lot of other artists that you collaborated with. But hey, you're here now and you're in New York. So excited for you to catch the vibes out here because it's a world, a whole new world out here. So welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to New York. Welcome to Brooklyn. All right, Kanii, we're going to break the ice and just jump right on into it. It's definitely actually cold in here for real, but
it's a little chilly.
It's all right. We're going to warm up. Let's turn up a little bit. All right, Kanii. What's the first song you can recall hearing as far back as you can remember?
Okay. Dang. It's probably... This is crazy. It's probably Remember the Time by Michael Jackson. It's probably like the first one I could be like, I remember hearing that and being like, whoa, what is this? And I was like a child.
Was it the music video you were watching or was it the song?
I think it was a music video. I think it was on my mom's TV if I remember. Like I was like actually like super small. Probably like 4.
I'm going to say you were tiny probably by that time.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that answer though, because I did hear in an interview I saw with you before that Michael Jackson's a huge inspiration for you.
Yeah.
Do you think it started at that moment?
Yeah, maybe. Because actually, like, I know my granddad, he was super into like Motown. So I was hearing like the Jackson 5.
Oh, yeah.
Too. So it's like maybe before.
But. And you saw Michael do his thing.
Yeah. And then it was like.
It's over with.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like the best.
I love that answer. That being the first song somebody can remember hearing, that says a lot. It says a hell of a lot. All right, well, outside of Michael Jackson kind of being your introduction into music, what other artists or sounds would you hear around the house or with family, friends, et cetera, as you were young Kanii? That's your real name, right?
Yeah, Kanii is my real name, just for one eye.
Yeah, then the second eye for your artist name.
Yeah.
Right, that's a beautiful name. Actually, that's a really nice name.
Thank you.
Where does that come from? Do you know?
It's my dad's name, so I'm a junior. So
Kanii Jr.
He knows where it's from, but I haven't talked to him about it in a minute.
Okay. All right. Anyways, so little baby Kanii running around the house with your diapers on. You have siblings?
I do, but not on my mom's side, so it's just me.
Okay, so just you. And so you had a creative freedom around the house, huh?
Yeah, I was dancing around the house. I was doing a lot.
Okay, tell me like what you would do, what you would listen to, and who you were spending time with.
All right, I think you're going to love this answer, but my mom would play Beyonce a lot. She would play Beyonce a lot of Mary J. Blige, Anita Baker.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? My mom would play like the oldies, Luther Vandross, and Michael Jackson. I would hear that a lot. And around the crib, I'd just be dancing, singing. You know what I'm saying? That was really my whole childhood. It's just music, so... That's really all it was. It's just hearing my mom play all these references and then it kind of translated into my own perception of it and dancing and all that stuff.
Did you ever, were you ever in like the church plays or school plays or whatever plays or, you know?
I was in some school plays. I was in like acting school for like a little when I was around like 8. I was a really artistic child.
Yeah.
Like I was really involved in like the creative side of things. I wasn't really too high into my books in like school. I was so bad at school. It's horrible.
So was it your choice to go to acting school or was it your mom's choice?
It was a mix. Like my mom has seen a lot of the she just seen how I was as a kid. Like she just like this like I had so much energy and she's like I'm like into everything. So she was like I might as well try to like fuel that fire. So
Absolutely.
She put me in the programs and stuff.
Shout out to moms for doing that. That's what I was getting at. I'm like, was she recognizing that you were a star already? And did she purposely feed you Michael Jackson as soon as she could to get you to where you're at now? Because I would have did the same thing too. I don't have any seeds yet, but you know, I would have looked out the same way. All right. Well, when did you decide at that point that you wanted to actually like create music for yourself?
Okay, this is a
I know it started early, right?
yeah,
Early.
really early. I was like 12 when I
Yeah.
recorded my first song, but I've always been like writing, because I used to have like a journal where I would write like songs and stuff, even though it really didn't make much sense. I would write in my book for a long time, and then once I got to the age where I had a phone and like I had access to the internet like consistently, like it was like a thing of just like, yo, I might as well do this. Like X, X, he was like really big around the time where I was like becoming like a teenager. So I was like, yo, like
What was the first song you heard of X from X?
It was probably Look at Me. I feel like that was like my first one. That's when like everyone heard of him. It was just like, yo.
Yeah.
And then
Look
I would
at
just
me, literally
dive in there. And then it was just like, I found so much more music. I was like, yo, like this guy is like great in my eyes.
What's your favorite song of his? He's
Dang.
great to me too.
My favorite song of his is probably dang, this is hard. I like Heart Eater a lot. That's a fire song. I forgot the name of the song. It's a song that was on his album that they put out after he passed away. It was called Skin. But it was a song where it was Jocelyn Flores, but it was like reversed. And he was rapping over it. I forgot the name of the song, but I really like that song a lot too.
Sad is my favorite one of his.
Sad is fire too, yeah.
Sad is my favorite one. I listened to that song over and 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 over again one time. And I was really sad actually. Yeah, and it didn't make me feel like, well, not that it didn't make me feel sad anymore. I just didn't feel lonely anymore listening to it. And not even what he was saying. It was just, was the
atmosphere,
the atmosphere, the energy of the song. Okay, but back to when you were 12 and you decided to do it yourself.
Yeah. I was seeing him like really be on Instagram Live, telling like kids like me, they're like, yo, like go ahead, chase whatever you want. Like don't let anyone tell you what to do. So I was like, yo, like I've been in this my whole life. I got a phone. I got like headphones. Like, wait, did I? Yeah, actually, I had a computer. I had BandLab on my computer before it was like the worldwide, like everyone was using it.
Wait, for real?
Yeah. It before it had like auto-tune on it, like all the cool stuff that makes it good. Like I was on it when it was just like literally like a free like DAW where you could just sing in it. And
how did you hear about it?
I don't even remember. I think I probably like looked up,
Googled it,
free audio software to like record in.
Yeah, how to make music.
Yeah. And then I just recorded my first song on there. It's called, what was it called? So Long. That was actually I recorded a song called Rose on there first. That was my very first song. And then after that, I made a song called So Long, which I put on SoundCloud. And the first song on my SoundCloud is that song.
It's still up there too.
Yeah, It's still up there. I mean, people try to say it's good, but I know it's so bad. But yeah.
It's funny how a lot of artists are always like, my first songs, I don't want to hear them, or they're not that good. I mean, you're talking to people who don't even know what a DAW is.
Yeah.
Like we don't know it's not that good. And then a lot of times, like what I just mentioned before with Lurking now having like, I want to say, I swore I saw 464,000 like plays on there. I don't know when the last time you looked at that song was.
I haven't looked at it in a minute.
But that goes to show, as you ascend and as you grow, people that are coming to the SoundCloud or people coming to the different DSPs for different reasons, but people are coming to SoundCloud trying to figure out who you were before. So they want to hear Rose and they want to hear the BandLab 1.0 version of Kanii, literally. And you never know, like it doesn't really matter. Like even when X came out, it was mad distorted. Like it wasn't like polished sound or anything. He just went after something similar to how you were inspired to do so. And it took off. So I always like to encourage artists to never look down upon anything that they put out in the universe before, because literally that's the reason you're here now.
Yeah.
Bing.
Yeah, literally. It's crazy how that distorted like sound, like the authentic like vibe of the non like polished stuff is like what resonates with a lot of younger artists or just like young people right now. Cause it's just, like, it feels so like fresh and like new compared to like the mainstream like polished sound.
I want to hold that thought because we'll talk about that in the section later in the show. But now I want to still touch on you going from BandLab in the basement or in the
in the crib,
in the room, wherever, in the closet, the bathroom. I don't know where you're making it at. To you getting into like a real studio session and kind of how you grew from making music by yourself into producing and making it at a larger scale.
Yeah. So basically, how that happened, it was really like my mom, to be honest. Like, I was making all this stuff on my phone and like on my computer, and I got to a point where I was like, "Yo, mom, like, I want to like actually get into a studio," because at the time we thought that was the way to make like the best music. It's like, oh, get in the studio, you know what I'm saying? Really do it. So my mom was like, she like found out the information to get in an actual studio, and then I recorded lurking in the studio, which is so funny, and it was not the best. Well, in my opinion, I didn't think it was the best. And then yeah, it kind of went from that. It was just her like paying for the studio sessions for me, so I could really like develop as an artist. And then it got to a point where she like, I bought my own setup. I got a MacBook, like a mic, and I got like Logic, and I just learned how to like engineer myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were learning how to do all that yourself, where did you go to learn that, or did you just kind of dive into it until your ear found? Until you, what am I trying to say? Until you found it by ear. Basically, did you read the book? Did you follow the instructions or a manual, or did you just get in there and figure it out with your ear?
It was definitely a mix of both, because at the time of me like getting my setup was when COVID had hit. Because I was going to the studio before COVID, and then COVID, you know, it shut everything down. So it was like, I was like, yo, like, I have the most time. What was I like? I was like a sophomore in high school. I'm like, yo, I got the time. Like, let me learn this. So I would go on YouTube and see like the basics, and then I would take that information and really try to like tweak stuff and really figure out how to make it my own.
How many hours do you think you spend on YouTube?
Jeez. I mean, YouTube is like, I probably spent over like a week in hours on YouTube within like the last, like the year I was like focusing on music. I was on there a lot.
When you were ever in those moments where you're kind of heads down, like super like taking in everything, learning as much as you can, would you ever get like bored at some points? Be like, ugh, this is too much, let me stop. Or if you had a bug in you?
Yeah, it was like, it was just a passion. It was really like, yo, like, I seen like, I would watch stuff when people were like, yo, like, if you want something, you need to get it now, because like your competition is like right behind you. Like, I still see it as that now. Like, artists these days are getting younger and younger and younger. So it's like, if I'm not trying my best to be the best, someone's gonna take my spot easily. So it's like, I've always been like that, really just trying to go and get it, like really grind. So I never got bored of it. I was really like into it, like passionate.
Yeah, that's great. I ask that because I know a lot of times when people set out to like follow their dreams, there are hiccups along the way, or you find out, okay, I got to learn how to do this, but it takes 50 hours to learn how to do it. I thought I was going to just learn it in the hour, and all of a sudden I'm a pop star. And I love for people to know and understand that artists go through a lot of different phases, but like when you got it in you, you're never going to stop. So keep working until you got it in you, or whichever comes first. So when did you first start performing though? Because that's a whole nother aspect of artistry, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I first started performing, I think it was my junior year of high school. I did, my friend, his name is Indigo. He had like a little birthday party event. And at the time, like my song Push to Start was kind of like going around in my school. Like people were really like liking the song. So they were like, yo, like you might as well perform at this. And I'm like, okay, like I'm down. And then that was like my first performance, which was pretty cool. Like I didn't really know what I was doing. But
did you practice at all before that?
Nah, it was really like a sound check. Like it was literally like 10 minutes. I was just like, I literally performed on like a table. It was like a little circle table. I had to stand on it.
What?
It wasn't really nothing super crazy, but yeah. That was it. It was bad.
So from that stage to probably the biggest stage you've been on so far, tell me about that one.
Okay, the biggest stage I've probably been on so far was Rio's tour. We went to Gramercy, and that was like, I think that's like 700 cap, 600 cap. That was probably the biggest one, and that one was crazy because like New York is fire. Like I love New York, but they like knew the music, like, and I was his opener, so I was like, I mean, I knew that they would probably know it.
Yeah.
I was, you know what I'm saying? I was super unsure. But when I got out there, they were like singing all of it. So I was like, oh, like New York really fucked with me. And it was crazy. The energy was crazy.
What's something that you learned about yourself personally as you have been developing as an artist in this next phase, like the phase where you have a team and you have exposure and you're traveling around the world, right? Have you been like around out the country yet?
And now I'm going to Europe in January.
Okay. How did I know that? I feel like I was alluding to that.
Yeah. I mean.
Do you have shows there?
Yeah, I do have a show.
Okay. Who's on the show with you?
It's Hako, But it's just me headlining.
It's
But it's
you?
like a couple of headliners that are in Europe.
Okay, maybe I saw that in the email or something. I don't know, because you know I be knowing stuff. Regardless, so now that you have those opportunities, you're growing up as a man too along the way. So what are some things that you're learning about yourself?
I've learned honestly that like I'm becoming like I think I'm low key like a perfectionist, or like I'm becoming very like nitpicky with everything that I do like in my art. I don't know, it's very weird. And I also learned that I'm very like I don't know, I be hella awkward sometimes, like when it comes to like performing or just like doing certain stuff. I know it's like comes with like doing it more, but like I can't even like make eye contact with like my fans or like my supporters in the crowd.
Make eye contact with me.
I can do it, like I can do it, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's such an awkward like.
Yeah, get up there and just be you. Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to call it insecurity, but I'm very well aware that I can be awkward. Like unless I'm like hosting your energy, like I'm actually kind of awkward. I'm not really the best dancer. I'm one of those black girls that doesn't really know how to dance unless I'm drunk as and I'm just, I find the rhythm then. But like I don't really have like that natural like I'm not good at taking pictures or anything. It takes me forever to like actually get a look on a picture. People probably don't disagree with that, but I know how I feel on the inside. And I secretly would love to be able to be a performer one day, but like I have that awkward, like if I'm on stage, like what do I do? How do I move? If I'm like moving, like I'm awkward right now. Do you see how I'm moving? No. Don't eat me up in the comments. But I have found that in certain actually, I'm gonna bring it back to this. Something SZA said in her interview with Zane Lowe, which kind of sums up what I'm about to say. She was just saying like the moments in which she is the least aware of her space of who she is and where she's at and like anyone's perceptions of her are the moments where she does the best and she's the most natural and the most fluid. So I guess my advice to you is, and myself, is to just continue to dissolve that awareness and just kind of flow in that catch that flow state. Because what you feel in your music actually is like probably what you feel when you're making your music is probably your least awkward moments, right? When
I'm just in there.
You just in there.
Yeah.
You can find that flow state in other ways. You just got to kind of like submerge or surrender yourself into it.
Really lock in and just, it's just hard sometimes. It really is hard, yeah. But
it's about like you gotta make that decision every single time you get on the stage. Am I flowing or am I
hesitant?
Yeah. One day you may end up like completely breaking out of it, and you might do something you feel like you regret or say something you feel like you don't want to say on stage, or you just might get a little too vulnerable. But like, I think the reaction from people once they see you in that vulnerable essence is what is going to encourage you to continue to find that state more and more.
Yeah, I agree.
Therapy with Drea Jackson. Yeah. Music therapy with Drea Jackson. I'm not licensed or anything, y'all, so you can take my advice as you want. All right, let's switch it up a little bit. Okay, so I want to get to know a little bit about your taste in music, all right? You came in here with a Justin Timberlake 2020 Experience shirt on.
Sure.
Let's just start out with a Justin Timberlake playlist, right? I'm going to name a Justin Timberlake song. You name one. We'll go back and forth, 3 songs each, all right?
Okay.
You got to top mine every single time. First one is Cry Me a River. Boom, you go.
Mirrors.
Ooh. Oh, damn. What goes around comes around.
I'm blanking. What's the song? The song with Pharrell.
Senorita? No. Is that Senorita's?
No.
When I'm up here, my memory shot, y'all.
Yes, the one with Pharrell. He's like...
Rock Your Body?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then Senorita. Okay. So that's a cool playlist, though.
Yeah.
So we did Cry Me a River, Mirrors, yes. What Goes Around Comes Around.
Rock Your
Body. I did Senorita. Wait, there's one more.
Yeah.
It's okay. Damn, I don't know if I want another one.
Yeah,
there is another one. There is another one. Oh, because if your love was all I had with Beyonce. Oh, yeah. That one with Beyonce. That
sounds fire.
We got to close it out with that
really
one.
Fire.
Yeah, all right. I might have to actually make that playlist. Okay. I like that. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to think, Kanii, what would you be doing? And I'm trying to describe a scene to you where you could like imagine it and take yourself there. But I'm like, what do you be doing outside of making music?
I'll be in the house. I'll be chilling.
You be gaming, you be streaming.
I be trying to stream. I haven't done it in a minute. I really just be chilling. Like,
Do you like to make anything? Do you make like art or like paint or?
nah. Like, I really like, if I'm not doing music, I'm like experiencing the world to like put in my music.
Okay.
So it's
well,
like,
okay.
I'm like chilling.
I got this idea then. All right. This is how I'm giving you a prescription. This is how you're going to experience Brooklyn. But first, I want to talk you through the scene.
Okay.
All right. You're going to, you don't have to get Indian style, but put your palms up to the sky.
Okay.
Melt into the sea and close your eyes and just pay attention to my voice. Take a deep breath in, breath out, and just melt. All right. You got to fire bicycle, like BMX style bikes, like whatever that man Nigel Sylvester is, like that type of level bike. And you are, living in Williamsburg now, which is very hot to bike around. You're biking around Williamsburg, you're biking down the park, you're seeing all the different like energies and souls and spirits of New York just flowing around the city. You almost hit a pigeon. Whoops, sorry, pigeons. You're just rolling around the city, and then you stop and you get yourself a chopped cheese at the one bodega that's still alive in Williamsburg because it's gentrified up in there. But now you sit down as you are just kind of scoping the scene out, getting ready to get back on your bike. What song is playing and narrating your journey on your bicycle through Williamsburg?
It's probably Drive Me Crazy by Lil Yachty.
Interesting. All right, you can come back to life.
Yeah, that's
Did you like the game?
Yeah, that was a fun game.
Yeah, I was trying.
You're a really good narrator. Like, I really seen everything.
Thank you. I actually was like, damn, what's the last time I've been on a bike? I almost got hit in a car here.
Really?
Yeah, I don't bike anymore. So I'm prescribing that to you. If you want to experience New York, get yourself a fire bike. Like, for real. You would love it. But don't get hit.
Yeah.
Because the bikers out here, like especially the Uber Eats and DoorDash bikers, they're real bikers. Like, no, I don't know what the heck they be doing. All right, but you said Drive Me Crazy by Lil Yachty. Why that song?
I just feel like that song is just like, if just picture that scene, like I feel like I could hear that song when I'm just like walking around or biking around. Like, it's just like,
yeah,
it's just a great song. I don't know. It's like super fire.
Okay, so whenever you do get that fire ass bike and you do bike around Williamsburg, one song I want you to add to your playlist. Oh, the song I want you to start your playlist out with is Kick Push by Lupe Fiasco.
Never heard that. I'm gonna have to. Okay, I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna put it in my playlist.
He's gonna love that song, y'all. Kick Push by Lupe Fiasco is gonna perfectly narrate that. Well, start the playlist, and then you got to end it with Drive Me Crazy.
Okay.
All right. Now I want to talk about kind of what you got coming up next and some things that you're excited about for 2024. So let's start out with, what are your goals for 2024?
My goals for 2024, I have a lot of goals. Probably successful tour.
What does that look like to you? What is a successful tour? I cannot talk today.
Like, hopefully it sells out, Like, hopefully it's packed out enough where it's like people are coming to see me as an artist. Like, the music is really speaking enough for them to want to come. Or just me as a person is speaking enough for them to actually want to come and see me.
Okay.
So I feel like a lot of new age artists, especially the ones that come from like certain platforms and stuff, like they don't see as much like what is the word I'm saying? Like reflection of like streams to like in real life love, if that makes sense.
No, that does make sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to like have though. So hopefully that's like the first one tour. Just, I don't know. I feel like I'm just like looking for like, just to prove myself more as an artist. Just like, yo, I'm here.
Who are you trying to prove yourself to?
Just like everyone. I feel like that's like another thing that fuels me like artistically is like, I want people to respect me the same amount of respect I have for myself, like artist wise. So it's like, I'm always trying to like push the boundaries of like what I did last. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to just show people that I'm good at what I do and I could just keep getting better each time.
It sounds like you are in that battle with yourself.
Yeah, I probably am. Like, I'm probably like always, I'm never satisfied.
Because I'm like, do you know, like we all really with your music. We really do. We really do. Other, like, even generations that aren't necessarily like as into like the younger sounds, like yours stands out outside of that, which is what I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah.
And as much as I hear a lot of music on that platform all the time, I know when something sounds different because it literally like my ear, like it's something different. That's rare. It's not that
Thank
popular.
you.
So, I mean, I'm gassing you up, but I'm also saying, like, you know, as I sit here and I watch you answer that question, you I don't know if you have much to prove outside of just like continuing to maximize your potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel like that's how we should look at it, so that it's not a matter of like, all right, there's a lot of pressure on me to prove this because I want this respect, but it's like, you know what, I've gotten here, now let's see how much further I can get.
Yeah.
You know, the milestone, every milestone moves. So
Like the
goalpost is
baby
always
steps.
yeah. And as you said earlier, you called it out. I wasn't gonna say it, but you being a perfectionist.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Also, watch the Beyonce movie. You'll see why I completely say there's nothing wrong with that, because clearly you see how how much she puts her perfection into her art. But when you're like that, just as long as you are coming from the angle of like, you know, continuously growing and not beating yourself up about not hitting those marks when you want to hit them. Yeah. Just know that like every time you've gotten further, like it was already destined. And so you're already going to get to that next level. But like, you know, there's still a lot of pieces that come together that sometimes are not even in your control.
Yeah.
For you to get there.
Yeah. That's the thing I just need to get in my brain. It's just so hard sometimes when it's like, you just see how like people grow and then like they just get better. Like it's just, I feel like I just see a lot of my friends, like, I think it's not even like a competition. It's more of like a friendly competition, but it's like, yo, like
I want to get better too.
Making so much good music. I'm like, yo, I need to do better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Hearing their good music inspires me to want to make better music. Like,
is there something that you're not doing that you know you're not doing that you should be doing? That's the real question. Okay. Now we're really in the music therapy class.
Maybe I just need to like, I don't know. I feel like I'm a listener, but I feel like I need to be more of a listener as in like artist. Like I feel like I was listening for like a long period of time, but then I got so much caught up in like making the art. Okay. But I was like, every time I listen to someone else's music, I'm like, oh, I want to take something from that. Or I just find myself subconsciously like taking inspiration from like all these places where it's like a clear like copy and paste. And I'm just like, I need to like step back. But now I want to get back into like actually being like a listener of the music and really just like subtly taking inspiration instead of like, oh, I hear that, I like that, I'm gonna take that. I don't know.
I'm glad we addressed that. Okay. I like that. So then at this point, take steps towards doing that. If it's like just listen to some not inspirational, listen to your favorite music from back in the day. Go back and run some Beyonce or some Usher or some freaking Lupe Fiasco. Pick Kick Push and Tokyo Paris or Paris Tokyo. I'm gonna send them to you so you definitely hear them, because I think those songs are something that like would inspire you. All right, so now we're coming towards the end of the conversation. I don't want it to end, but I do want to go back to the topic that you mentioned earlier about how younger artists are attracted to that distorted, like very like definitionless sound.
Yeah.
What is your theory on why that sound resonated so well, and why you think well, we'll talk about X after. Just what's your theory first?
I feel like honestly, I feel like as kids growing up, we're so used to like hearing the music that our parents listen to. So it's like when we hear something that is like against that like whole like grain of like what they instilled like in instilled in us, it's like you're like, whoa, like I wanna, it's like a guilty pleasure in a way where it's like, yo, like like, oh whoa, this is something like my parents probably would not want me listening to. I'm about to dive into it head first, you know? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's how I was. It was like complete opposite of what like the Beyonce stuff or like the Michael Jackson stuff, where it was like, oh, it still has that rhythm and that melodic feel to it, but it's like completely different. And I feel like it was just like, even like look at me, what he was saying in that song was like, if my mom heard me listening to that, she would be like, yo, like, what are you doing? But I was like, yo, this is hard. Like, this is new. You wouldn't get it. It's like a you wouldn't get it kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm like a little bit on both sides, because like I very much love the sound that, you know, raised me. But I will say the first time I heard a distorted track that made me look at it was Look at Me. I was like, oh snap, like this don't sound good, and I kind of don't like putting it in my headphones right now. But it just made me want to stand up, like, you know, look at like this. R.I.P. to X.
Yeah.
Like he's one of them artists again that like you don't have to like be his age or be from his generation or even understand what he's saying to realize what he was commanding. with his spirit to the world, you know? Yeah, damn, let's not get sad. All right. I loved your explanation of that because I've always kind of wondered myself, but I didn't know for sure if that was the real reason. Because I kind of thought that too. Like maybe they just want to just listen to something that sounds like something they made as opposed to the stuff that we kept serving them, right? Or they, not we, I don't have any kids, but you know, what's your favorite Beyonce song?
Favorite Beyonce song is probably, let me see. It's probably like Drunk in Love.
I love that. That's a good one though. That's a good answer for you to have. That's a great one. Song. I'm gonna start using that question on all of my first dates and seeing where it goes from there. Because that's a good answer to have.
That's a cool song.
Yeah. All right. Are there any other I forgot to ask you this question. My new favorite question to ask. What's the most recent song that you've gotten stuck on? And when I say stuck on, I mean like, you know, you're scrolling through, you're maybe shuffling, hear a song for the first time, like, ooh, there's crack in that song. And you keep replaying it, running it back.
It's probably, I didn't really stumble across it, but I was listening, Pink Panthers dropped an album, and there's a song called The Isle on there that I really like a lot. And I was just like, I was replaying it. I replay it all the time. It's a really good song.
Do you have any collaborations with
her? I don't know.
Okay.
Not at the moment. We're going on tour, but other than that, I don't know.
Let's cook that up.
Yeah.
That would be fire.
Yeah, that'd be
Kanii
crazy.
and Pink Panthers. Freaking fire. All right, Kanii. Do you have any questions for me?
How are you today?
Aw, I'm really good today. I had a good therapy session yesterday with my therapist. This time next week, I'll be preparing to go to the Dominican Republic.
Fire.
I'm going to like the rainforest to the Dominican Treehouse Village. That's what it's called. Y'all better run me a discount on an excursion for this.
Is it gonna be hot there?
Yeah, it's gonna be hot and humid. Like, no, it's like legitimately in the jungle. Oh yeah. It just happens to be like a resort. Don't do that. I had a dream last night. I was like, is it gonna be spiders? But it probably is. I'm looking forward to going on that trip and retaining my medallion status with Delta. That's the main reason I'm going. I don't know if you got Sky Miles yet.
Not yet.
Bro, you need to start hooking that up right now.
I didn't get it?
Yeah, no, like literally right now. And make sure that, you know, they only book Delta for you. Because those perks, they add up. I've had Sky Miles since I was in college. So flying back and forth from home, I racked up. But yeah, man, I'm feeling really good today. I didn't have to do anything today but come here and talk to you. And as you can tell, I love doing this.
Yeah, so, that was a good conversation.
Yeah, I wish we had more time. But that is it for now. So thank you so much for coming to the Pink Room with Drea.
Thank you.
All right, and y'all look out for him on tour next year. Okay?
Yes.
Peace.